Good morning, everyone. It's 6th March 2017. Welcome to another episode of ProAMT Traders Digest. Let me go through the disclaimer first. Trading in stocks derivatives involves substantial risk of loss and not suitable for all investors. Past or simulated performance is not a guarantee of future results. All indicators, strategies shown in the video are for education purpose only. All levels discussed in this video are for understanding the study and not a recommendation to trade. Please consult your personal financial advisor before making any trade decision based on this video. We will not be responsible for any resulting profits or losses. So let's have a look first at the composite profiles. So what happened is this is the highest micro composite balance from 2015, which is at 8967 VAL and 9021 VAH. So that was probed, failure there, so went into that acceptance area, failed there, and initiative selling down, coming into the highest balance established currently, pushing through that, staying below but not accepting into the lower balance. This lower balance comes from 2016, which is 8892 VH and 8868 VL. So didn't accept into that and finally pushed again into this micro composite. So till it's holding up into this, there are chances that it wants to probe 89448 8949, and in case it fails somewhere around 8933, which already is the high of Friday. So in case it fails there and pushes back through 8907, then we'd be looking at how it accepts below 8892, and a push through 8868 might take it further down. Any push above 888950, so this VH 8950 and 8949 happens to be the monthly VWAP as well. So any push above that and then pushing through 8967 will again make it test the recent highs. Now, while we are here, let's also have a look at the Bank Nifty composites. So Bank Nifty went into the all-time highs, created a upper balance, broke that, tried to push into the lower balance, again gapped up, pushing into the upper balance, failure again above the volume area high. This is a nice failure, goes and closes one bar and then fails. So anyone looking into acceptance here would consider this close as acceptance, whether all these rules generally are made to fool the people, because if there are no rules, there'll be no one becoming a fool. So it's like somebody gives a criteria of a 5 minute, 3 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute closes. In case it closes there, next bar fails is the best type of failure we can get. So this failure here pushes through the VL and goes into the lower balance, and also pushes through the lower balance and now just above the lower balance VL. it pushed into the point of control and just trying to balance there. So we need to see how it does into this selling bar. So that's also the previous day's low, and need pre actually the last day of the month, that's where the low is. So need to see what it does into this balance, and then plan ahead what can be the likely scenario. Now let's have a look at the weekly projected levels. Last week we did the weekly projected high, and this week the weekly projected high is 9038 and the projected low is 8821. Now on this long term, if we consider this rise as an impulse, then this is a pullback, a very nice pullback here. So on extreme long term, this can be considered impulse and a pullback. And then now 9231 is the 61.8% extension. So till it's holding up onto the 50%, which is 8976. So in case it holds up above that 50% retracement extension, then the chances are to target this 9231. A new leg might start above 9231, which would directly target 10,057 levels. So on an extreme long term basis, this is the thing to watch, because it's an impulse pullback, and till it's not pushing through this, it's not giving staying above this 8976, chances are that it will fall back to 87222 and then decide where it wants to go. Now let's see the projected levels for Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty did the projected low. So this week the projected high is 20,917 and projected low is 20,242. The weekly range had hit a peak here in the week of December 9th December. The weekly range, median range, had gone to 725 points, which has now fallen down to 675 points. On the sector front, there is not much of a change, so no point just looking at them, because it's almost like last week, everything lackluster on the sector front. Maybe a change might come, because this week they might start shuffling their positions, and a gradual change might develop in this week, and we'll have to see after 2 days. I think would be a good time to see, because we'll have enough data for this month. Now let's have a look at what Nifty did uh, on Friday. So open outside of the range at the point of control of 22 day time frame reference, again pushes into the range, again a day time frame reference. So when it's pushing into this and failing, this B period is not able to take out, the likely scenario is it goes and breaks the A period low. When it breaks the low and it's not continuing down, the likely scenario is it will go and break this high. Both daytime reference taken out in a very nice auction, which compressed down and finally gave a breakout, a spike coming in here, and one time framing from the I period. So we'll need to see how this spike behaves today. Is it accepting above this 9 8935 or not. Then we'll see 8960 extension handle is an important reference. And still, this is a neutral extreme. Again, this is a neutral extreme. So two back to back neutral extreme days on the opposite side, which is extremely rare. Now on the 1 minute, a nice balance shaping up till almost 12:30, till it breaks down, creates a triangle, and then finally pushes higher. So overall, a balance on the downside, inventory getting too short because it's continuously trading in that balance, and finally gives up when it pushes down through that balance, doesn't find any selling pressure there. And when there is no supply, it automatically tends to push higher. Even without demand, it can push higher than we can imagine, because uh, there is a vacuum created there on the upside when there is nothing happening on the supply side. So it needs to go and check this demand. Channel move on the upside. Now on the 15 minutes, we can see that you see a selling bar coming in, and then none of the closes coming below that low. So overall, nice balance here. Buyers stepping in there and then trying every bit to protect those levels, and finally it pushes higher. Now there is a POC ledge here, so and that is protected, and this makes its move towards previous days 23.6% retracement. Again a very known reference. So need to at least push into this to see what lies above. Now let's have a look at the Renko. So a very confused move here. uh, Opening swing high is taken out, and then creates a zipper. Impulse fails. So there is one impulse, zipper, impulse, but very small impulses. Fails into previous days adjusted, previous days close. Adjusted close is a bit higher, so into the LTP. And then impulse down, tries to push back up, does not create any impulse, and a very messy move here. So a nice balance actually. Need to consider the real midpoint of this entire balance. Once it pushes through that, then we expect impulse up. But that impulse did not come. Instead, created a messy move up, and then finally a thrust. And I was assuming this might fail, but what it did is gave a pullback and created an impulse. Because when this is happening, pullback and a minor failed impulse, I would think that it would come into this at least. Now, what we can expect for today is open somewhere between this range, and try to push into the 8940, fail, come back into this low volume node, at 8918 kind of zone. If it bounces from there, again push back. So I'll draw a line there and show it here. So if it pushes up, pushes, fails, and comes back here, then if it finds demand, then try to push above into the 960 zone and fail there. If it does not fail there, then again carry its move higher. In case it's getting accepted below this, then keep going lower into this 8900 kind of zone. Try to push back up, again fail, and continue its move down into the lows of Friday. Try to push up into the 8890 and then make its way down into the 8860 and continue maybe into the 885045 kind of zone. So that is the two likely scenarios. In case there is a huge gap up or gap down, then we'll take it from there, but this is the path it might want to follow. Now let's have a look at Bank Nifty. So overall, a very compressed move in Bank Nifty creates a balance, again creates a balance, and then finally breaks out, creates a balance. So overall, a very compressed move. If we see a huge consolidation here, and then no tails, no gradation on either side. So looks like it's trying to accept into this so that it can push, but not getting a push into this range. Now let's have a look at the 1 minute. So same like Nifty, a complete balance forming here, one failure. Actually, this is not even a failure, because if we consider this balance, then it's accepting lower and pushing higher from that balance. So this cannot be traded as a form of failure. Uh, if somebody would have traded this as a failure, definitely the stop loss would get hit, because see, it fails, comes back and closes in. These closes are no signs that it's getting. For acceptance, we need to create a minor balance, and closes are no sign of just the closes are not the sign of acceptance. At times it might happen that it closes and opens there in the 30 minute, and here in the 1 minute or 3 minutes it's forming a small balance, then it's considered acceptance on this small time frame, but otherwise it's not an acceptance. Now on the 15 minutes, a nice move shaping up here, goes down, but see how it's protecting these lows. So all the closes are protecting that, and finally makes its move higher, but not able to push through the highs. So overall, a completely balanced day with not much to do. This seems, we discussed this. We were on Friday. We were looking at the supply absorption on 30 minutes actually. So I kept it on 30 minutes. Now here also looks like the same, that there's a channel move here and needs to continue. If that's not able to hold, then expecting what we discussed on the Nifty. Now let's have a look at the Renko of Bank Nifty. So this obviously not tradable because it's a opening tick, and the time is still 9:15 and few seconds, 18 seconds. So obviously not tradable. But here it's protecting the swing low, creating a balance within that, and then finally impulse down. So quite difficult to lean on because you don't know what to lean on when this is happening. But maybe after this retest we can try to sell it, and a nice move down, but again gets messy. So here also it's messy, so we cannot exactly like rely on this, that where it would try to pause and from where it would try to reverse. These If this move get like this, it's very difficult, or we have to shift to a smaller tick size. So if we shift to 80, we might get a better sign at times, but at times 80 would get so messy that we'll not be able to lean on any levels to trade. So when this is happening, I would prefer to like stay out, or if I have got into one position, then just wait for the stop loss or target to hit. So now let's see what we can expect. So expecting open somewhere into this zone, or a bit lower, not more than that. If But anyways, in case open is here or there, we'll have the scenarios ready. So expecting that going to push into this zipper zone. So pushes into that 660, 665 zone, fails, comes back in, takes support of this high volume node, and then makes its move higher into the 2700. 2700 is a nice barrier because see, it was like getting, if it pushes through that, then expect it to go into this balance, into the 2800 zone. Now, in case if it starts making its move down below this, pushes through 530 and accepts below, then expecting it to make its move into 450, come back up, and then finally reach into the 330 zone. In case from any, because see, these are the supports, then would do like this and continue with this move. Again from here it would do like this, continue with this move. So that will be like the scenario. So like this, suppose if it goes up also and fails, then would continue with this anticipated move. So I think that's all for today, and we'll catch up in the morning during the live markets. Thanks for watching and have a profitable trading day ahead.